All right, everybody, welcome to Do More Good. Spend less time on administration and more time growing your nonprofit. My name is Alyssa Andrade, and I am a customer success specialist here at Insightly, and I'm delighted to be presenting for you today. I want to point out a couple pieces of contact information in case you'd like to get in touch with us. You can visit our help center at support.insight.ly, in which you can learn more about online tutorials, on-demand webinars, or help articles. Or visit us on Twitter and Facebook at Insightly app or facebook.com/Insightly. So here's a little bit about an agenda for today. I'm going to take you through an introduction, why Insightly is beneficial for nonprofits, how to get buy-in from your team to really drive adoption internally, some nonprofit field examples that we've collected, go through a poll, the actual demo, and then share some other resources for you before we jump into Q&A. So let's go ahead and get started. First, why Insightly? So while in the commercial sector, we think about CRM standing for Customer Relationship Management, in the nonprofit world, it's really best described as constituent relationship management. Constituents can be anyone from a fundraising prospect and donor to advocates, volunteers, even event participants and direct beneficiaries. Overall, for nonprofits, a CRM is meant to provide a database where you can set up processes around a focused approach on delivering constituent service and give structure so that you are proactive in engaging with constituents and increasing your internal collaboration. You want to be able to find and attract new constituents, nurture and retain those in your organization, and reduce costs by ways of being more efficient. So with a CRM, you can spend less time on updating technology systems and more time devoted to engaging with constituents, especially with easy platforms like Insightly that let you communicate easily with handfuls of people. With reporting as well, you can tell where time was spent and how effective you and your team have been, and this in turn should help with desired outcomes for your nonprofit, such as here, improving your fundraising, deepening constituent engagement, and greater ability to deliver programs more broadly. So, now when we think about getting buy-in from your team, to increase productivity further and get buy-in from your team, Insightly has also created multiple integrations with services such as Gmail, Outlook, MailChimp, and Xero accounting softwares to assure that you have everything you need in one place. With mobile apps available on iOS and on Android devices, you can easily take Insightly on the go if you're not working at your desk. I'll show a couple of different integrations during the presentation today. Now, I'll jump into the demo to show you more about how Insightly works. Using the Contact section of Insightly would most efficiently organize your nonprofit's supporters, volunteers, fundraiser chairs, as well as donors or prospecting donors. Insightly allows you to go ahead and create custom fields in order to properly classify any contact record that you create, so you can easily segment lists and email the appropriate people. If you go into the System Settings menu as an admin from your profile icon, you'll jump over here into Custom Fields, and you can actually see on this page that custom fields can be created for all major sections of Insightly: contacts, organizations, opportunities, projects, and leads. So this flexibility can really be applied to all of these areas. For this example, I'll quickly go ahead and create a custom field that would represent a donor level. So this could be the major donor, medium-sized donor, or a minor donor. The threshold that determines each of these levels would be determined internally and can be documented as part of the name, such as with parentheses or other internal documentation. So I'm going to go ahead and add donor level as the field label, which is the name. and choose a field type as a drop-down option. Now, it's best practice that whenever you have a drop-down option to leave the first value, which is the default option, as blank, so that any new contact or record that you're entering doesn't automatically get assigned an incorrect label. So I'm going to say the first one is minor donor, and this is from $0 to $5,000. And then we're going to go to medium donor, and that's going to be $5,001 to $50,000. And then we're going to end with the major donors, and those are people who give $50,000 plus. So once I go ahead and press Save Custom Field, this is going to add the custom field directly under my custom field labels. And if I jump back into my contacts and go into any specific contact, let's go ahead and choose Abby here, I can see that this new donor level is now being displayed. Other custom fields that you might find applicable are things like donor rating, perhaps from a rating agency, or possibly a checkbox that you could use to mark if this person or organization is involved in match donation or giving. So when you're ready to filter a list based on specific criteria, you can use what we call custom filters. Those are found by going over here to the filter button and scrolling down to create new filter. Custom filters allow you to create a shorter filtered list of contacts, organizations, opportunities or projects, even leads, all by entering specific matching criteria or relative dates. So I'm going to go ahead and filter by that new custom field, donor level, equal to, and then minor donor here. So when I go ahead and press add, I should be able to see the new contact that I've just marked as appropriate into the minor donor level. Additionally, any field that you create or update in Insightly will be accessible and filterable in advanced reporting as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clear this custom field so that we can go ahead and see other contacts as well. So now for a moment, I want to go ahead and jump to a list of other fields that Insightly users have posted on our community. So each of these different fields in bold would have different drop-down options that are in the parentheses here. Everything from donor participation, frequency, preferred donation channel, the motivator for a recent donation, donation total lifetime, or year-over-year giving status. All of these are fantastic examples. Likewise, another option that you have to document important information about contacts would be to use tags. Tags are a quick and flexible way to label and group contacts, leads, emails, organizations, opportunities, or projects in Insightly. The main benefit here is they are unlimited, so they are really flexible and versatile. However, of course, with endless possibilities, as you can see here, also comes the fact that you want to make sure that they are set up as strategically as possible. Classifying some contacts with an active tag versus others with an inactive tag would easily allow you to filter for contacts who you may consider active donors, for example, and reach out to them to send updates. Often, tags are also used for roles. Maybe one of these specific people was an intern at our business or at our nonprofit. What you would go ahead and do is go ahead and click on that contact record, click the Manage Tags button, and then add in that secondary tag of choice. In this case, if I wanted to do something like intern 2015, I would just go ahead and write the name intern. I'm going to do an underscore here, 2015. Press the space bar so the tag is activated in blue, and then press save. You can also use tags to go ahead and add information about events or trainings that they have attended, or maybe some sort of a donor tier. You can definitely tell a lot about a contact simply from the tags that have been applied to them. And another fantastic benefit from tags is that once a tag is selected, it's possible now for you to do targeted outreach to people. So I have now just chosen 9 records based on this active tag, and if I wanted to send an email communication to this group, all I would need to do is press the Select All button and then come over here to the Send Email button. When you send a mass email out of Insightly, you can send an email to all recipients at the same time and customize and personalize this. So whether it's using a drop-down template in which I've gone ahead and added an Insert Fields button. So basically what this looks like is I've added my salutation followed by insert fields for first name so that each of these recipients will receive that personalized email. Essentially, if I go ahead and select preview here, highlighted is Adam, it says hi Adam. For Allison, it says hi Allison here. So each account has a daily limit, and the number of emails that can be sent from your account is also limited by your subscription plan. So specific account owners can go ahead and designate to everybody and let them know what's their account limit simply by going to billing an account. And this account limit is per account, so for all of your users, not just per user. So the daily limit, just to let everybody know, resets at midnight UTC, which is Greenwich London time. And there's also a batch limit, meaning that you can send up to 50 messages at a time, even if your limit is 3,000 per day. Customers with Gmail accounts can also save time by using our Gmail sidebar tool. And basically you can go ahead and download this tool by simply going to the Chrome store and typing in Insightly sidebar. But this is how the tool looks on the right-hand side. It allows you to go ahead and search for records directly from in your Gmail tool. And Outlook 23 users also have a tool that allows you to save emails easier than our more manual approach, which is going ahead and saving versus saving via sending or forwarding messages to your Insightly mailbox address. Additionally, another important feature is the ability to link records together. Linking records together allows you to go ahead and give a more 360-degree view of every item and record inside of your system so that you can easily move from one record to the next. In this case, here's Abby Jones, the contact, but if I knew that she was connected to a 2016 summer campaign opportunity, I could easily click on that link and jump directly to that. So it's definitely easy to link items together, or if I wanted to go ahead and link a contact to another contact, let's say there's somebody in here, Robin Shelton, I can also define relationships. So these relationships could be something like this person serving as a role of a board member with another person or on a specific organization or association here. All right, and now that we're jumping a little bit into opportunities, once your contacts are properly documented and everything's organized here, whether it's adding them as prospects or actual donors, the opportunity section is going to easily allow you to track potential donations or asks. So you might want to add in some specific custom fields when you're tracking ask values or expected values or received values, or even go ahead and use tags to represent a specific campaign that this donation falls under. So if I wanted to say this was under the summer 2020 campaign, I can go ahead and easily type in a tag to distinguish the opportunities that fall in that specific group. You can also use tags to determine whether or not a donation is restricted. Maybe if you get restricted donations, you might have a mechanism such as tagging to ensure you can easily report on them and maybe fulfill any local legal obligations if necessary. I would also add a custom field for last stage date. This is because the way you're able to report on this, it will help you report on where you are during a pipeline stage and when it moved from stage 1 to 2, etc. So if I say that I moved to the qualify stage and I'm going to choose a date that was previous, so I'm just going to go back a little while to the beginning of March, it's going to be easy to determine now that we're in December or any other date later on that you can easily see that this opportunity has been stuck in this particular pipeline since the date that it was moved. So definitely adding last stage date as a custom field will be beneficial. Now, you probably saw that I pointed out a pipeline already, and this may or may not be something that you're familiar with, but it's certainly going to be something that is valuable. So if you're familiar with moves management or the actions an organization takes to bring in donors, establish relationships, or renew contributions, using Insightly can definitely be a central location for you to develop and especially nurture those prospective donor relationships. A plus side to that is even being able to document processes for donation management. Similar to this pipeline that I've created, here are a couple different stages that I can easily use to move a potential donation through this pipeline. So I've created these stages over here in System Settings. I went over into Pipelines and simply typed in the name Nonprofit Pipeline and made sure that the checkbox was under Opportunities. The only items to go from there is to add in stage names, which are easily customizable based on whatever type of process that you typically go through. Also, these stages could have individual action items that are part of what we call an activity set. Maybe as part of moves management, you want to send a quarterly insider newsletter or invitations to special events or something to drive engagement. What you might want to do is go ahead and create an activity set here so that you can go ahead and be prompted to do things like send specific newsletters or event invitations or follow-ups in general. Overall, you can see that when you go into a particular opportunity and you actually apply a pipeline, all of the stages will be listed on the drop-down, as well as the activity set tasks that you've potentially created. So I'm going to go ahead and press save. I can see in the tasks section the tasks that are outstanding or completed, and down here the more visual approach to viewing a pipeline. Of course, if you win, if the solicit stage is successful, and then the opportunity is won. So I can easily go ahead and change the current state to 1 here. All right, and the QuickBooks Integration and Xero are fantastic. If you already use those systems or are looking for accounting systems to document going forward, I found that to do this, you might want to log donations as sales and create a sales receipt in QuickBooks. That's something that could be potentially beneficial going forward. And there's tons of resources online on how to connect to QuickBooks or your Xero account so that you can get that up and running as soon as possible. And once you start doing this, all donations will show up in Insightly under the QuickBooks or Xero tabs, depending on what you're using them with. And there's a potential to do things like tagging the contact with donor so you can find everything very fast. So now if I go back into opportunities, as I mentioned, you can manually choose to move a specific opportunity to the one state once the prospect has donated, or you can go ahead and go to actions and convert this opportunity into a project. And this might be helpful in case there's any post management action items that you need to take care of once this donation has actually brought in, maybe a follow-up or any other specifics on that end. So depending on the process you have, you may convert the opportunity to a project to act as the stewardship stage, but if it's merely a thank you in that end, you can simply go ahead and keep it as an opportunity, just making sure to mark it as one. Projects can also be used in terms of grants and funders. So I'd represent these with contacts and projects to distinguish them from opportunities. So you'd have two different areas in terms of the donation prospects and then the grants and funders. So you definitely would want to add in specific custom fields here, which would be specific to your organization. And you would want to have a relationship to the person who is managing the grant within your organization, as well as the organization who the grant is being given to. So all of that can be used with links here. Simply type in the name of the contact so that you can define the relationship for this particular grant. In both cases, using projects and opportunities, you're definitely going to be able to take advantage of the task management section here. And this is going to help you manage your day-to-day association with these grants and prospects. So you should make use of this if you want to think about it in the sense that the contact contains information about the donor or potential donor, whereas the opportunity or the project is going to represent the potential donation or information about the actual project. Now, when it comes to reporting, Insightly will allow you to see prospects, activity, and pipeline reporting so that your nonprofit organization can see how efficient you're being and how engaged all of your different constituents are as well. So if I look in a task report, I'm going to be able to see specific tasks, how they were completed or what their status were, when they were completed. I can also run reports on things like opportunities, which would go ahead and track your potential donations so you can see how much money your organization has officially brought in. So it's definitely useful to use advanced reporting. You can see how staff members are engaged, as mentioned, or your constituents, and what tactics or strategies are most effective that you're trying to portray, and when the resulting gifts will be made or have been made. I also want to mention that making use of our mobile app is a fantastic thing to do. It's definitely going to help save time from needing to always wait to actually save information when you're back at your desktop. If you're on the go and you want to go ahead and look at your phone and enter information, that's going to be very helpful. All right, in case you're wondering how to get the mobile app, here are the different URLs in case you want to type them in, or you can just do an easy search for the Insightly on the Apple Store or Google Play Store. And here are a couple upcoming webinars that we have. There's tons, so here's just a few to get you started in case you have any other further questions or want to join. And of course, our online community again. So this is going to give you access to help articles, videos, and webinars, even allowing you to post a question to get access and answers even faster. So now we'll go ahead and open it up to Q&A. Thanks, everybody.